Yeah, this is Billiam. I have seen a lot of paranormal investigative shows. I've seen a lot of cryptid and cryptozoology shows, but I have never seen anything quite like mountain monsters.
All of a sudden, it sounds like we're in a combat zone.
Over the past year or so, I've been looking at all of these hoax-inducing programs developed by channels owned by Discovery Inc., now Warner Brothers Discovery. So many programs produced by channels owned by Discovery just straight up lied to its audience. Back in the day, Animal Planet made really imaginative programming when they decided to create a scientific analysis of the dragon myth, but these programs weren't trying to trick people. But eventually, something happened and these more imaginative programs just turned into straight up lies. Tricks meant to misinform the audience. But at the bottom of this rabbit hole I've been investigating, unless I've missed something, is a show from Discovery's little baby sister channel, Destination America. Mountain Monsters is the perfect blend of all the crazy reality shows that aired on Discovery-owned TLC, the Learning Channel, and all of the hoax-inducing docudramas that they produced on all of their other channels. But in combining the melodrama of reality TV and the unbelievability of all these paranormal investigative Bigfoot hunting shows, what ends up happening is the audience's opportunity to actually believe that these things on screen are actually real and naturally occurring becomes like near zero. Not totally zero. They still don't explicitly come out and say it's all fake, but it's very hard to buy into a lot of this stuff, and that's a good thing.
We're actually investigating the woman over the woods. Appreciate it. Not going to the woods.
This is the pro wrestling of Bigfoot and other paranormal investigative shows.
This is my Cahorpin stick. Upside his head, the old grass man. So I might have to give him a little attitude adjustment.
And you have people responding to it in two different camps. There are people who don't really understand it and are angry because they truthfully believe people are being fooled by it. And then you have the people who watch it and enjoy it for the theatrical masterpiece it is. These guys, they're not Bigfoot hunters. They're shonen protagonist style Bigfoot fighters. They want to throw hands with the ape man more than you know.
We'll short his ass out.
Blow his bulb.
Yeah.
So let's look at Mountain Monsters, the single greatest paranormal investigative show ever created that should really kill the genre and take its crown at the top. Before we continue, I am so happy to say that this video is sponsored by HelloFresh. I finally got sent a free 1-pan black bean and pepper quesadilla. I've made it as an influencer. Savor every last second of summer. HelloFresh delivers fresh, quality products from the farm to your door in less than a week, so you can enjoy the delicious flavors of the season right from your home. There's no need to go to the grocery store and get a bunch of ingredients and then throw them out a week later when you realize you haven't used all of them. HelloFresh offers fabulous pre-portioned step-by-step meals which are ready in 30 minutes or less. I actually ordered a bunch of vegetarian meals. I've been eating more vegetarian recently, not totally, but just more so in my diet. I am so happy I got to make this black bean and cheese quesadilla. Like, hold on, we gotta bring this up to the mic. You hear that crisp? And you got this lime crema, like, oh my. We also got the zucchini mozz and sun-dried tomato panini and the lemony spaghetti with Brussels sprouts. But the cool thing about HelloFresh's vegetarian selection is if you do want to add a meat protein to it, you can. They're customizable. HelloFresh also offers pescatarian meals and fit and wholesome meals so you can eat whatever you need for your diet without sacrificing any of the flavor. So if you want to start getting awesome meals delivered to your door with carbon neutral packaging, then go to HelloFresh.com and use code Billiam16 to get 16 free meals over 7 boxes and 3 free gifts. Sometimes I work all day and I don't eat a lot. I'm glad work today is eating. Thank you so much to HelloFresh. Thank you. First airing in 2013, shortly after Destination America launched as a channel, Mountain Monsters stars the Appalachian Investigators of Mysterious Sightings, or the AIMS Group, a team of rough and tough hillbillies searching for paranormal creatures. Trapper is the leader and founder of the AIMS team. He's a seasoned hunter turned paranormal investigator.
When that son of a bitch hit that back corner, his ass stuck out. I seen his ass.
Huckleberry is the security. He's a dude you wouldn't want to mess with, which is what you're supposed to gather from his title.
Damn it, that's enough! This is bull.
Jeff Headley is the researcher with a slightly hippie twang, and Buck is the rookie. He's an up-and-comer, eager to fight monsters.
Buck down.
Let's go, let's go.
Then we have the awesomely named duo Wild Bill and Willie. Wild Bill is a former Marine and an insane person.
Where the hell's your pants, Bill? I jumped down the side. Wolf is a canine, a meat eater.
And Willie seems chill too. They build traps together.
When it comes to grass, man, his ass is mine.
I would really love to hang with them sometime. Just Wild Bill, Willie, and Billy. We would be an amazing Bigfoot hunting trio. I really want to find a William to go Bigfoot hunting with. Billiam and William. Comment below if you want to go Bigfoot hunting. I've seen a lot of Bigfoot hunting and other cryptid hunting shows. Cryptozoology, of course, is the study of creatures that may or may not exist. Many creatures in this category, like Bigfoot, the Chupacabra, the Loch Ness Monster, I really don't believe exist. I believe Mothman exists, that's canon. So cryptid hunting shows, a lot of them have a really similar format. They investigate sightings reported by real people to either get to the bottom of a hoax or to position their evidence as proof behind the monster's existence, while also typically having some informative segments about the monster's historical folklore. As a kid, I watched Monster Quest on History Channel a lot. They'd consistently go out into the woods or the brush or wherever they need to go to search for creatures with zero interactions. But occasionally, sounds in the wild could be attributed to the creatures they're hunting, perpetuating the mystery and imaginative possibility that these mystical creatures actually exist. It's fun. Neat even. So Mountain Monsters starts and immediately they cut out a lot of the investigative work just by faking footage. They're not looking at existing footage of Bigfoot or other creatures, they just make it up. This made up footage, of course, is the inciting incidents for their investigations. So they go out and hunt and then fabricate a ton of close encounters with the creatures. But of course, like all the other cryptozoology shows, they never retrieve conclusive evidence.
The Sheepsquatch may not be in our trap, but I know for sure he's in Boone County. He rammed that damn big head and horns right into the front of the side-by-side.
It's always just close encounters.
We just couldn't keep up with the trail.
Having seen a lot of Discovery's bad content, I immediately recognize the style of the footage. It's designed to look like existing hoax footage, bad shaky camera and bad quality. But they do the whole Scooby-Doo of it by going around interviewing local townspeople about the creatures.
It sure did make my butt pucker.
I love their footage of the Ohio Grassman. It's so clearly just a motion tween animation. It's like the minimal effort to make it look legitimate. And they always just capture a glimpse, never a full look. But then they take these close encounters and steep it deep into a pro wrestling style showdown. They don't want to simply capture footage of the creature. In fact, usually they're not even disappointed that they don't. What they want is to go toe to toe with these monsters. They want to fight them.
And we'll go strategize on how we'll kick that grassman right in the crotch. Grassman's an ass.
We'll short his ass out.
Blow his bulb.
Yeah.
The Ohio Grassman is a special edition Bigfoot right out of Ohio, and they hate this guy. The Ames team might love each other, but they hate whatever monster they have to go after with like a passion, a burning passion. When they lose the creature, they're so toxic towards it. They're like kids in a Call of Duty lobby.
Man, I'm telling you what, I can't believe we was that close, man. That thing, I mean, within 15 feet of that, I never got that.
But they're not gonna let any monster just kick their ass and get away with it. I love the characterization of these guys having genuine emotional and personal beef with Bigfoot and other paranormal monsters around the Appalachian region.
This Grassman has messed with us. Now we're pissed.
This is my Cahorpin stick. Upside his head, the old grass man. I might have to give him a little attitude adjustment.
The only paranormal thing I've gained evidence for in Appalachia has been cookout. I just don't believe you can get like any flavor of milkshake you want hush puppies in like an 8-course meal, all for like nothing in one place. I got a scary picture of Cookout. Then there's the beautiful Grassman POV shot while Willie and Wild Bill are building the trap, and then the Grassman shortly shows up afterwards and they'll have to scatter to try to get footage of him. Like, was the Grassman filming them? Is the implication here the Ohio Grassman had a camera and then was like, well, I'm gonna get these guys. The Ames team's not the one making the show here. But the show soon gives up any hope that it can be a real paranormal investigative show capable of tricking the audience during the Mothman episode, in which Mothman is presented as a real supernatural threat.
Mothman is the most fascinating creature I've ever researched.
He's 7 to 8 feet tall, has a 10-foot wingspan, hangs around old bridges, the likes underneath of them, on top of them.
It's absolutely supernatural. The first time they encounter Mothman, it teleports away right in front of their eyes. So they have to build a trap he can't teleport through.
So what I got here is a cage that I can electrify, which he can't teleport through electricity.
How do they know it can't teleport through it? I don't know. Cryptids are the best game of telephone in the world. Every single time you hear another story about a cryptid, there's always extra powers and origins involved. Like, I never knew Mothman could teleport. I always thought he figured out that bridges were getting ready to collapse through his little submarine. But hey, to each their own. Buck looks Mothman in the eyes and gets knocked out. It hypnotized him with magic. He literally passes out, so they retreat. All right, later in the episode, it's round 2 with Mothman, and Buck does it again.
You seen him in the eyes again, didn't you? Yeah.
They have to retreat, but it's okay. He's just the rookie. They just rage after the Mothman battle, thinking his powers left them with an unfair disadvantage. Kids complaining in a Call of Duty lobby.
I'm ready to go chase something that walks or swims or crawls or jumps.
This supernatural creature.
This supernatural that flies around, that's bullshit.
But it is the first paranormal creature they've gone up against. The canned flying noises complete the illusion of the creature.
What was that?
Mothman is real, but he didn't show himself because they accused him of breaking down the Silver Bridge rather than warning the people of its imminent destruction. Mothman is a good guy, fellas. So Mothman is like the second domino in the rabbit hole. That's the mountain monster's iceberg. They start pursuing deep, serialized storytelling. It blew my mind to see the Ohio Grassman as a reoccurring character. They've decided the Grassman has gone too far. They have to go back into town to stop him. In Grassman's revengeance, this time they're gonna get him.
He's coming out where people live.
That's not good.
It's not good at all. And we're going back there.
Right up there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Damn. Can't tell how big it is. Oh, I've lost it. Yeah, well, it went to the right and it's going.
But when they pick up some Bigfoot audio from the Bigfoot mic, it's not even the Grassman.
That can't be.
Holy. That's the damn Yahoo. What the hell's going on?
It's the Yahoo, limited edition Bigfoot from West Virginia. What's he doing all the way out in Ohio?
Maybe they're looking for mates. It's that time of year.
Maybe they've made it.
Maybe they have made it.
The implication here is the Yahoo and the Grassman, both reoccurring different Bigfoot characters, are actually mating. They've shipped these two Bigfoot together. They're woohooing in the woods. The Yahio Grassman, that's the ship name. They're making new crossbreed Bigfoots, or maybe rekindling an old flame. At some point, the Stonish Giant from Harrison County, 50th anniversary edition Bigfoot, is killed right in front of their eyes by an evil Bigfoot hunting group. Their rival Bigfoot hunting group. They have a rival Bigfoot hunting group.
Pretty sure we're getting followed. There he goes. There he goes.
Damn! There's a note. What does it say?
Says we know you know.
What?
They want to scrap with these cryptids, but they never would think about killing them.
They shot that Bigfoot.
They shot him.
Enter the rogue team. That's right. We now have two philosophically opposed competing Bigfoot hunting teams. One in the shadows and one caught up in a conspiracy.
So far, this meeting isn't working out how I thought it would. These guys are zip tying us up, putting bags over our head, loading us in the back of this van.
Come on, big boy.
We walk into this cabin.
They seem like an enemy, but they continue to give the Ames team clues, leading them to new cryptid discoveries while trying to uncover who killed that 50th anniversary edition Bigfoot. Could it have been the rogue team?
Hello?
This leads them to the scariest place they've encountered in their D&D campaign, the Dark Forest, home of the Woman of the Woods, of Native American folklore, the Cherokee Devil, a vintage edition Bigfoot from Native American folklore, and of course, the Black Wolf, which they explain to be from Native American folklore, but is actually their own original character, their own OC, original cryptid. This puts the team to the test, but this show isn't about the monsters, it's about the team and how they love each other. Not even the Dark Forest will get between them. No matter how many times they lose their cool with each other, which never goes too far.
All I've done is try to help you. Bull, Buck.
Yeah.
Guess I'm such a mastermind manipulator, right? All right, damn it!
They're always able to put it aside, look into themselves, and realize that the monsters are out there. And they can't fight those monsters alone.
I understand where he's coming from. That was just pure gut emotion. He's having a rough time, and I'm going to have to be patient with that.
Buck, the rookie, even has a character arc. He goes from Scrappy-Doo, from season 1 of the Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo show, to Scrappy-Doo 10 seasons later, rolling his eyes at silly Uncle Scooby and Shaggy.
We're showing your rookie side of you running off again, okay?
I ain't no rookie, Jeff. There's the thing right there. I've been doing this long enough, and what you did, that was wrong.
He's a professional now. Buck takes charge when Trapper's health starts slipping in real life. The Dark Forest tries to tear them apart, but even mind control from the evil presence in the woods can't break this found family up.
Hey! Who is that? What the hell? Come on! Hey! Get off of me!
Don't make me choke you out.
They call themselves hunters in the show, but they don't even hunt in the show. They don't want to kill animals. They were upset that Bigfoot was killed. They hate poachers. They're just dudes playing in the woods, building things, and talking to each other. And then just constantly repeating each other, trying to pad out the airtime.
What was that? What was that?
What's there? Look, the torches went out. We only got 2 torches burning. Everything went out at the same time.
Guys, the generator stopped.
Yeah, all of our lights went out.
All the light.
Lights on the side.
Something hit that bridge hard.
Something hit it hard, Trapper.
They're LARPing. They're a goddamn hillbilly D&D squad. It's enlightened of them, for sure. No, they're not hillbillies. They're Hill Williams. Wild Bill, would you mind building us a trap for the game later? Of course I can, my good buddy Huckleberry. Why don't we saunter around and play in the woods? We could pretend we're hunting mystical game, and maybe get to the bottom of why Buck is so upset today. Man, with all the content I talk about, I have to talk about so many toxic men. From Lost, Gossip Girl, Ben 10, but I'm so happy to talk about the weirdly beautiful and healthy male relationships presented in Mountain Monsters. So Trapper is the leader of the Ames investigative team, and in real life, he started suffering from a lot of health problems. But they don't write him out of the show. He heroically goes on a mission out by himself when it's time for him to stop going out in the field.
I can't run with you.
Sorry, brother.
I can't do it. It's just too much on me. My legs won't do it.
An emotional send-off for sure. But then from there, he becomes their man in the chair, sentimentally giving the group their first headquarters. After their bad time in the Dark Forest, the group has been split up. Season 5 ends with an incredible cliffhanger, with the answer to Jeff's mysterious nosebleeds happening all season being resolved with a cryptic clue shoved up his nose. And then Buck gets in the car with the leader of the rogue team. Where's he taking him? Season 6 picks up, and Buck's in a cage. How'd he get there? He doesn't remember.
Get me out of here. Easy now, Buck. Easy.
Why am I in here?
I don't know.
Jeff's getting crushed in his car by the bulldozer of Lee County. It's a cryptid.
Get bro!
There's so many mysteries, and if you like mysteries, check out my 9 hours of content I made about Lost. Go watch that after this, please. So 18 months later, they're all torn apart, but it's Trapper using one of his dying wishes to get the team back together. They really love doing this. He's a dungeon master, really committed to his campaign. It's really beautiful, and from here, the show continues to just go off the rails. It's still going today. It was canceled, but they brought it back on Discovery Plus.
Whoever did this, the son of a bitch is a mountain monster.
What the fuck? Hang on. Stay with him. Jeff!
Where'd he go?
We lost him.
That's the man in the black cloak.
You don't believe me? You come in there yourself!
It looks like it gets so much better. Please help this video get, like, a lot of views so I can talk about mountain monsters again. Discovery has a long history of producing this kind of content, but when Discovery produced Dragons, fantasy made real for Animal Planet, it wasn't presented as a hoax. It was very clearly a fun-loving scientific analysis of a fantasy. And it was presented as such. It wasn't meant to trick the audience, though some stupid kids were tricked into believing it was real. But after David Zaslav took over as Discovery Inc. CEO in 2006, the channel began to produce content that seemed to actually try to fool its audience because it did so successfully. Animal Planet made a conspiratorial expose-style documentary about the existence of mermaids and government conspiracies to cover up their existence. Then Discovery Channel itself made a TV special about a prehistoric monster shark, Megalodon. Even the Travel Channel made a scary, hoax-inducing TV movie about a creepy hell town, but by then nobody was falling for it. But alongside the criticisms for these programs were also criticisms for Discovery's Finding Bigfoot.
Finally, I said, hey! And it ambled off.
Which remained on the air even after the Discovery Channel's head, Rich Ross, promised to stop making fake content. Clearly, Finding Bigfoot on Animal Planet was an exception to this. When asked to comment on the new direction of Discovery's scientific content, Bigfoot researcher James Bobo Fay from Finding Bigfoot responded, "You can't equate Bigfoot with mermaids. You're ignorant on the subject matter."
That had to be the scariest thing ever.
You would think a professional Bigfoot researcher would have a better response to why Bigfoot was different than mermaids, rather than just calling the journalist interviewing him ignorant. Like, yes, you may be frustrated with the journalist's questioning, but don't take your frustration out on him, because now you're speaking to the reader. You're speaking to me. I've seen Finding Bigfoot. You've made Finding Bigfoot. And you would think that after making over 100 hours of a TV show called Finding Bigfoot and having not found Bigfoot, that you would come to the conclusion that Bigfoot doesn't exist. I'm well educated on the subject matter because you educated me, Bobo.
He just said it was a very tall, hairy creature.
He just said it was a very tall, hairy creature with the red glaring eyes were something that was very prominent in his description.
You can equate Bigfoot with mermaids. Thanks to your work, Bobo. If you have to use this much animation in an Animal Planet program to describe the animal, find another animal. Under Zaslav, Destination America was added to Discovery's lineup of channels. It was rebranded from Planet Green in 2012, which was rebranded from Discovery Home Channel in 2008, which was rebranded from Discovery Home and Leisure Channel in 2004, which was rebranded from the Green Discovery Travel and Living Network, established in 1996 as a sister channel to the Discovery Channel, which already had a sister channel. Which, okay, I'm gonna do it.
No, don't do it.
Which already had a sister channel, Animal Planet. Rawr. What animal is this? Rich Ross, head of the Discovery Channel territory, promised no fake content, but he had no centralized authority. He wasn't Zaslav. The people of the Destination America territory never even heard the decree, so they were free to carry the torch of silly made-up content for Discovery Inc., the capital of the kingdom. After all, Destination America doesn't have the same credibility as the Discovery Channel. Discovery Inc., they're a cold, soulless corporation. And with all this influx of hoax content and crazy reality shows like John and Kate Plus 8, Discovery Inc. had entered into the Fortune 500. Zaslav had taken the company to the big time. Oh yeah, Zaslav. So the emboldened and embarrassed Finding Bigfoot hosts decided to take to Twitter to differentiate themselves from the other similar shows paid for by the same parent company. Cliff Barackman of Finding Bigfoot said he'd never team up with the Ames team, stating, "Nope. Fiction." See, when you're making Bigfoot content, you have to call out the other fake Bigfoot content, so your Bigfoot content seems more real. But even Mountain Monsters does this. In the Mothman episode, they completely disregard the first person to state that he's seen Mothman.
That's when he jumped up and glided across. Mark didn't have a whole lot of details or facts in this story.
Mark's story's not adding up. Some of the things he was telling us just couldn't be true.
I'm not real enthused with his story.
Glided across.
That bridge is so old and so decrepit. I don't even believe it'd hold the weight of the Mothman.
The Mountain Monsters team has all the same tricks as the Finding Bigfoot team, and that scares the out of them. But then the official Finding Bigfoot fan Twitter account responded in confusion. But the company and station in charge of that fiction show is also in charge of ours? Yes, Discovery Inc., producer of many classic reality shows as 90 Day Fiancé, also makes 2 different reality shows about Bigfoot hunters, not educational programming about actual animals, reality shows about people who go out in the woods and have playtime. Both of which have a heavy reliance on animation and reenactments in order to sell their stories.
And I heard a loud crash behind me. And I turned around, and on the ground was this creature. 5 feet behind me. There it is, right there.
So then Matt Moneymaker of Finding Bigfoot is fed up. These guys are making real Bigfoot hunters look bad. I actually need to explain this to some people, but Mountain Monsters is a scripted, fictional show. Those guys are all actors. It's all faked. They really hated being compared to Mountain Monsters, and with 63 likes on that tweet, the Bigfoot community agreed. But the cryptozoology content enjoyer community came together to help Trapper from Mountain Monsters ratio Matt Moneymaker. I am not an actor. Sometimes I feel like your show should be called Losing Bigfoot. Keep up the good work, bud. You're not coming back from that, Moneymaker. Ooh, that guy got me! And what's so funny about this is if you look in the comments, there are a few stragglers who do not like Mountain Monsters, but a majority of the people are like, no, Mountain Monsters is the better show. I mean, at least Mountain Monsters isn't boring. Somebody even replied to Moneymaker that both Mountain Monsters and Finding Bigfoot are his favorite shows. What can this mean? Thought Moneymaker. Possibly. Probably. The Finding Bigfoot crew is steaming. Meanwhile, the Mountain Monster guys are having the time of their life, pretending to hunt the Sheepsquatch.
Is he in the Sasquatch family?
No.
He's a blend of many creatures.
Yes, exactly.
He has wool like a sheep. He has bighorn sheep horn.
And having a great time imagining the peril they're in when Trapper gets peed on by the Sheepsquatch's skunk-like spray.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
Get down, Trapper, guys. Get to it.
Watch us.
That's right. The Sheepsquatch is not only half sheep and half Sasquatch, it's also half skunk. But of course, this is all just intra-corporate brands interacting with other brands owned by the same corporations. Like when the Paramount social media team has to wake up in the morning and ask themselves how Bumblebee and Sonic could interact on Twitter. What I love about this is clearly the existence of Mountain Monsters upsets the Finding Bigfoot people. They think it makes their content less legitimate. And it does. But every time somebody tries to complain about this, they get clapped back so hard in the replies. People who've seen Mountain Monsters know which one the better show is. Except Finding Bigfoot clearly had the bigger budget, so these guys are punching down. Matt Moneymaker's only in it for the money. He doesn't even love Bigfoot with his whole heart. I love Mothman with my whole heart.
This is the most frustrated I've been while squatching in a long time.
I would also argue that finding Bigfoot convinces more of its audience that these creatures actually exist. It's the same format, but Mountain Monsters is infinitely more entertaining, while also, in a way, parodying shows like it, such as Finding Bigfoot.
There is no doubt in my mind whatsoever that I seen a Bigfoot that day.
This thing got a hold of your head. There is no doubt in my mind it'd squish you like a tomato. It ruined my brother. My brother will not talk whatever about this.
Wow.
It changed my life.
There's not one day goes by that I don't think about this Bigfoot.
There's not one day goes by that I don't think about this Bigfoot. He's in my head. I can't get him out. It's time to do this.
It's a genre buster of paranormal shows.
We need to try to help her, Jeff. Are you okay? What's she pointing at? Are you hurt?
An unapologetic pro wrestling style performance, which to me takes the mask off of all the other shows. And Destination America also aired pro wrestling.
Listen to that power.
Yeah, cool.
Mountain Monsters' character drama is so melodramatic, which makes the monster action unbelievable. It's the perfect pairing to break the illusion of both monster hunting shows and reality TV. It's all bullshit, baby. Inject that shit right into my veins. And Mountain Monsters undermining shows like it is a good thing. Like, no director alive today, let alone Finding Bigfoot, would be able to create a moment as wholesome and beautiful as the entire Ames team being angry and frustrated that they've missed their chance at capturing Mothman.
Where'd he go to?
I don't see him. That son of a bitch went straight in the air. Damn it.
Golly.
I don't see him.
Where'd he go, Bill? Straight there. I don't know. It went straight to there.
Straight in the air, Travis.
Straight.
But little old Jeff is sitting in the corner so happy because he gets to look through the thermal camera, and those are really pretty colors.
I got nothing, but the bridge frame is just glowing.
This is the most frustrated I've been while squatching in a long time.
I do not think it's a perfectly critical show of all of these other shows in this genre, but it's the closest any of the Discovery Channel shows get to just making the audience believe all of this is bullshit. It's not really meant to trick you. It's meant to play in this paranormal world where all of these creatures really exist. Honestly, this is like the best Bigfoot cryptid hunting show I've ever seen. It's parody. It's sincere, but it's the last one of these I ever want to see. I would love to see more Native American folklore explored from that perspective, from Native Americans. It really bums me out that Discovery and History hasn't put money towards programs like that. It really seems like a no-brainer, but that's a complete 180 from Mountain Monsters, which is more tonally in a comic book world, with conspiracy, monsters, and villains. So yeah, David Zaslav used all of these programs to help launch Discovery to the next level. And if you recognize Zaslav's name now, that's because after Warner Brothers and Discovery's merger, he's the guy who took charge, canceling Batgirl, possibly getting rid of HBO Max to merge it with Discovery Plus. So if you want insight to how Zaslav might help shape pop culture through his time at Warner Brothers Discovery over the next 10 years, check out Mountain Monsters. Hey, David Zaslav and all of the new executives at Warner Brothers Discovery is getting rid of a bunch of content to write it off for tax purposes. I got photos of all this cryptid content. I don't even think Batgirl ever came out. There's no way Close Enough actually exists. I see no evidence of it anywhere. Infinity Train is like a creepypasta. There's no way Cartoon Network ever made that, but there's like evidence of it here apparently. So anyways, thank you for watching, and thank you David Zaslav for giving me things to make content about, and Lost Media YouTubers a lot of things to make content about. God damn it.